Do you see here? Hi guys and gals. Well, this is going to be a Spooky University number 66. And it's going to be on the topic of exotic pets. Now, Claire mentioned that she had actually had this topic once before, and I went and looked, and yes, it was. It was Spooky University number 30. So Spooky University number 30 was in 2012 when I did it, so it's a ways away. So I was checking, checked it out. I'll put it in the link on the Spooky University reply, but I realized that there probably wouldn't be much new in this, but I'll nevertheless make a video. So exotic pets. Well, a few remarks first is that no, I've never had any exotic pets. I doubt that I ever will. I don't really feel like it. I'm not really much of a pet person, except for we had Dago and Cleo, so a dog and cat. That doesn't count as exotic pets. But for me, what do I consider an exotic pet? Well, some birds, already some birds. Anything that'll be, I was going to say, snake, reptile, things like that, you know, basically spiders or whatever. Wild animals would be for me an exotic pet. There was somebody here, there was a story about somebody that had an iguana, and which actually I think was, I'm not quite certain, there was a little story about that the person, it was an illegal import or something like, I don't know if the whole story, but it was an illegal thing. And the person got badly bit by it and tried to get rid of it in the wild. And they made up this big story about finding an iguana in the wild, and so the authorities managed, I guess, to corner and catch it, but it came up finally that it was a scam, that the person, well, actually I guess after realizing it was too much of an effort to have this animal, tried to find a way of getting it placed in a specialized zoo or whatever, but without getting caught. But the person got caught anyway, so just to say. Do I know many people that have exotic pets? I know a few. Well, I do know Claire that has her little exotic pets, but I know one person who has snakes. Yeah, snakes. And I asked him how his wife, because he just got married, and how his wife liked his snakes. Seems that she doesn't. But she kind of tolerates them, I guess, as long as they stay where they're supposed to. That's all right. But if anything else happens, I can imagine that they'll be held to pay. Yeah. And as I was saying, I really would not consider it for myself. No. And I'm just kind of glad that that we don't have any in the family, because, you know, I said that in my Spooky University 30. Sometimes people that have exotic pets, I say sometimes, they try to force them on you to prove that they're not so weird, and they won't drive you nuts, and that you can find out that they're actually quite friendly. And, you know, I don't want anybody to force that on me. Anyway, so what else would there be? Oh, I know that dogs are not actually meant to be exotic pets. Some are, I mean, if they're really, really specialty ones. But sometimes it's almost exotic in the type of race that you have. I mean, like, we knew when I was a kid, well, it's kind of a little story there, but we knew when we were a kid, well, I would say rather we knew of a lady. She was, I think she was actually quite a short lady, quite a small lady. She had a little Austin Mini. I mean, when minis were really mini. and she had an absolutely enormous Great Dane, but I mean like a as big as a Shetland pony almost. And when the Great Dane would get into her car, it would take the whole car. I guess the Great Dane was partially in front and partially in back. I'm not quite. I mean, I remember seeing the person drive, and I mean, if you weren't quite certain, you'd think that the Great Dane was driving. Oh, I'm coming up to the 1 minute left on my card. So that's about it. That'll be my take on SpookyUniversity exotic pets. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.